Well, tonight we are continuing our conversation of how to talk to your kids about race. Yesterday, we talked about why parents need to be intentional and initiate these conversations, and that teaching your children not to see color may not be the best practice. A diverse group of parents we spoke to say they want their kids to see color and to understand what makes everyone different and unique. But as Two Works for You's Travis Guillory shows us, when they do see color, that's when the most difficult conversations often happen. We do have a warning. Some of you may find what you're about to see disturbing.
I'll put you there, and it's contra.
How do you break the ice and start talking to your kids about race? Well, it's different for all 5 of these parents. African-American parents with African-American children, Caucasian parents with Caucasian children, African-American parents with biracial children, Caucasian parents with biracial children. Leonard Shepard, a professional counselor, weighs in.
What's going to be most helpful is a dialogue. So you need to find out from them, what they know about people of other races. What has been your experience? You have people like this in your, in your classroom. Do you talk to them? How do you treat them? How does other people treat them?
Questions like that leading to conversations like this.
We started talking about brothers and sisters, and of course she only wants a sister. And I said, well, mommy and daddy are done having babies, but maybe we can have a baby from another family come join our family. She kind of paused, and then she started crying a lot. And I said, what is the matter? Well, what color skin will she have? And so she realized, I think, through the many, many tears that it was shameful to even ask that question. And she felt shame from that. And I said, well, tell me more about what you're thinking. And she said, well, I think white skin is prettier.
Did you just
Yeah, it kind of drained my soul a little bit.
And after a long, difficult conversation with a 6-year-old, her daughter had her mind made up.
Any skin color can join our family, but it has to be a girl. But I complimented her on saying the thing that she was thinking, because I think often, we want to prescribe what a person should think. Like that's not the right way to think. And she was able to say it out loud and to be vulnerable, which I think more white people need to do.
My son was about the same age, about 7 years old, when he was at school, preschool, and he came home one day and he said, Mom, I wish I was white. The white kids play with the white kids and the brown kids play with the brown kids, and I just want to play with both of them, but it seems like the white kids get more stuff, is what he said. And then he said this, and it just finished me. He goes, and it just seems easier to be white.
When they got you, if he got you like this, then you just relax your body, breathe in deep, right? Let your body go limp, all right? I need you to stay alive, okay? This is what I taught my son this morning. America, what did you teach yours?
What parent really wants to have that conversation with their kid? We are, as African Americans, having that type of conversation every day, but I think what that represented was the extreme of what we have to go through, possibly. I mean, it's not a stretch, given what you just saw on the TV.
We have to learn how to get comfortable having those uncomfortable discussions. If you don't, you're not going to find your truth, you're not going to find honesty, and you're not going to communicate.
The hard part as a parent is, do you prepare them for the world as it is, or do you prepare them for the world as you hope it is when they inherit it? Creating opportunities to be around people who are different is how adults will break the cycle, because I feel like the adults are passing the ideals and the views down to their children, and the cycle will never break until adults are willing to say, I love someone who's different than me.
And these parents say it's not just the education at home that matters.
Educators need to do so much work to teach and to ensure that the history is accurate, to ensure that we are not committing atrocities against kids of color in schools and acting appropriately when situations arise.
And the history, if we're going to spend 6 months on the Holocaust, we need to spend at least 6 months on the Native American Holocaust. If we're going to spend, 3 months on women's history, we need to spend 3 months on, LGBT history. I think that we need to have these equitable experiences.
Going forward, the solution would be to have truth in history. I agree that there needs to be equitable, but let's talk about the truth in history. Because if you don't learn lessons, right? And that's across the board, because people that don't study history tend to repeat it.
I also feel like it's my job to work to make the world so much better by the time that she has to face it on her own.
We'd like to continue this conversation with you, and we have more of this story over on our website, kjrh.com, as well as our free 2 Works For You app and our KJRH Facebook page. And be on the lookout for more stories just like this one as we work to become Oklahoma together. I'm Travis Guillory, 2 Works For You.